Ooh. Lay down. Shh. Scout. Come here. Shh. Lay down. It's okay. Relax. Mama's got you. Mama's got you. All right, Scout Lou. So the reason Nick's not helping me right now is because I have to do this by myself when he's at the field. So.
Back at it.
So what happened to Scout Torres? So we wanted to make a video on this because we think it's super important for every pet parent to know what we have learned. The story is we went across the street from our apartment to a big open parking lot and we were just gonna throw the ball for her, and we did, and she went sprinting across the parking lot and she put on her brakes to get the ball, and her paw pads ripped open. So what we learned and what we want you guys to know is that dogs' paws have to adjust to different terrains. So because we've been living in California and Scout is used to backyards and dog parks, her paws weren't ready for terrains like a parking lot or hiking or anything like that. Dogs' paws actually have to callus like our own hands or feet, and that way they can physically go on different kinds of terrains. So her paws were not ready for the parking lot, which in turn her paws ripped open. So that is what she is healing from at the moment. The second part is that she went into heat at the same time. So that's why she's wearing the diapers, because she's in heat and she has 3 paws with pads that were ripped open. So when it first happened, Nick and I had no idea what to do. And of course I was hysterical because there was a little bit of blood and I knew she was hurt and she couldn't walk. So we did a bunch of research, and what we found was, and we have obviously since been to the vet and they said that we did the right thing. So what we did is we put her in the bathtub and immediately started to just kind of wash her paws with lukewarm water. And we actually didn't give her anything to physically take because we didn't want to give her the wrong thing, and we didn't physically put anything on her paws in the open wounds because we didn't want to put anything on that was wrong. So when we went to the vet, they put her on a pain kit. So she's taking pain medication and an antibiotic so she doesn't get an infection. And then we are just having to put the bandages on her paws and the socks on the bandages, so when she goes outside everything stays dry and clean. And then on top of that, we're having to do diaper changes because she is also in heat. So she's been a hot mess, and it has been a lot of work because I have to carry her everywhere. Nick is at the field most of the day now, so it's just been a little extra work, and it just totally breaks our heart to see her like this. But she definitely is not active right now. She doesn't want to be active. She has pretty much just wanted to kind of lay around all day. She at first wasn't really eating or drinking. We fed her chicken that we cooked for the first meal, and then she started to kind of get back into her kibbles, but water and food I still have to kind of help her hand deliver it to her. So it's gonna take about a week to really heal, but the cool thing is that the paw pads are there for stuff like this. So they said it's like a blister. So if a blister on your foot got scraped off, that's kind of what it feels like for her. So you know, your foot or your hand or whatever where the blister was will heal, but it's going to be sore. So that's where she's at right now, is she's sore while her paw pads are healing back. So ways that you can avoid something like this is being aware of the terrain that your dog is used to and introducing them into the terrain that you want them to be on. So if your dog is not used to hiking and you want to take your dog hiking, their paws aren't ready for just to go hike. So you have to kind of introduce their paws to it so they can kind of callus. Just like if you're gonna run a marathon, you wouldn't do it in a brand new pair of shoes because it's gonna hurt your feet. Kind of the same thing. So we feel horrible because we obviously didn't know that, and it could have been prevented, but I think part of the reason we wanted to start this whole page was to show you guys what we learned along the way of this crazy journey, because you know there's not a lot of ways to learn that without somebody like telling you. So you know, this is a situation that we aren't glad happened, but if we can help somebody be aware of, you know, this, and it prevents your dog from going through the same thing, like, we're happy to share it. So we've been here in Arizona for a few days now, and this happened on the second day. So I physically could not film her when this first happened because it was bad, and I was hysterical and I felt horrible. So this is her third day being hurt, and she is turning a corner. She's starting to look like herself again, and that's really exciting. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So the next step for us is tomorrow we have another vet appointment, and there she's going to get her bandage taken off, and they're going to assess if she needs a new one put back on or if it can stay off. So we kind of just have to wait to see tomorrow how the healing process is going. So I have had an insane amount of people reach out to me about Scout, checking on her and wanting to know what happened, and that just like absolutely melts my heart, and it means a lot to us that so many people care about her. So we wanted to post this kind of an update of what happened, how she's feeling, and to make sure that you guys are educated on the paws so this doesn't happen to you. So like I said, when we actually, something we have been doing is putting the paw tection on her, and we still recommend that to everyone. So the paw tection for us, what it has done is it has helped with her cracked paws. I've said it before, with traveling and everything, like her paws started to get really dry in the different kind of weather. So we still 100% recommend that, but it wouldn't have prevented this from happening. Yes, I love you too. I love you too. So again, why we recommend pet insurance, because this bill was a couple $100. The pain medication itself was $100, and then it's the vet visit. So another thing I recommend is having a vet and an emergency vet if you're traveling or you're just moving, because when this happened, we hadn't found a vet yet, and so we were kind of in a mad dash to find someone that was trustworthy. And luckily we found a really great place here in Peoria, Arizona. We took her to a place called Roadrunner, and they were amazing, but we won't ever move again without having a vet and an emergency vet like on file, because that was just not ideal to have to track down when she was hurt. So all learning lessons. Feeling better.
She looked at me. Hi, honey. I'll let them know she's here.
Okay.
She should be a couple minutes. And I'll have the doctor, we'll remove the bandage. I'll have the doctor take a look at it and see if we need to rebandage.
Okay,
or not.
perfect. So Scout Torres is cleared. She doesn't have any kind of wraps on her paws. All 3 paws are now able to just be. We will continue to put socks on her when she goes out to potty, just because we don't want them to get like dirty. We're still a little worried about like infection and stuff, so we're gonna still be really careful about that. But like the vet said, and we really want to reiterate, is that this didn't happen because of heat. It happened because it was asphalt and her paws weren't ready. If they're used to, say, your backyard and you want to go on a hike, you should probably look into some kind of bootie for them to wear, and really just allowing your dog's paws to acclimate to different types of terrain. Scout wasn't ready for the pavement, and it breaks our heart that we are just now learning this the hard way, but hopefully this video is going to help one of you so you don't have to go through it. So the vet did say about a week still with no serious exercise, so that's obviously not very normal for Scout, but today's really the first day that she's wanted to get up and around at all. So we're excited to see her kind of getting back to her old self, but it's still about a week of no real activity. So it's all in all, it's gonna be about a 2-week healing process, which is kind of a long time for a dog like Scout that gets tons of exercise every single day. So if you guys have any questions about this, I'd be happy to answer any questions if you leave them below in the comments. And if you have any questions about Scout going into heat, it hasn't really been said yet, but breeding Scout is not completely off the table, which is why she hasn't been fixed yet. So she turned 1 October 4th, and she just went into her first heat. I think it was like 2 days before she got hurt. So it's been a long, hard week for Scout Torres, but hopefully this video helps you guys and kind of brings to light what happened with her and kind of the process that we've been through to get her better. So subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Like this video if you love Scout.
That's a ton of likes.
That should be a lot of likes. Crush the like button for Scout. We love you guys. Say bye, Scouty.